How do you capture that perfect balance between the art, the science, and bring it all together to address the priorities of the business, the priorities of leadership, and ultimately the customer?
It helps a lot to get on paper a more rigorous version of what we started out with, where the decisions we are going to make are like what measures to include in the plan. And why do you do that? Because they measure financial value to clients, they measure cash in our door. We're going to look at the link between pay and performance in the mechanics. Why do we do that? Because when you do the things that are in the metrics, you should get pay, right? So you get those things on the page, and they often end up similar. Like those of us in the function could probably write off the top of our head in 5 minutes. We'd get 90% of it. As the plan design decisions slip away from that, then you come back to that. And
Mhm.
for me, at least, to have the opportunity to put it in front of the leaders of all your stakeholder aspects of the organization and say, we said this is the rule. We're doing something different instead. What do we all think? Does that add value to the business, or do we want to stick to the original rule? The Miles Davis rule. Miles, he said something like, there's no such thing as a wrong note, only an interesting decision. No wrong notes until the next note. So, really meaning like you do something, something happens. Does it serve what you mean to do as an organization, or are you getting pulled off track or not? And I think just, I
I
don't
love
know,
that. I love that framework. Well, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I like it too. I think it's a challenging thing to do. Maybe I get a little better as I get older, but like it's still challenging in the moment to like set aside my opinion and tell somebody that's an interesting decision instead of I think that's wrong. Because if you tell them I think it's wrong, like now it's just an adversarial thing, and there's some C-level person, and I'm just like the sales comm plan person. I'm just tracking their decision. Why am I challenging them, right? But if it's framed as that's interesting, why is this valuable? It helps to have that question just memorized for me.
But even the note, like the Miles Davis quote is like perfect because it really is. Sure, you can do that, and it might be wrong, but it's only wrong if you don't fix this problem, right? Like in
Yeah.
the field of comp, right? You make a change. Is there anything that's bad? Well, it depends on the business strategy, right? We may want to all of a sudden just like triple prices for all of our customers, right? Or the opposite, just discount like crazy and like go mass market approach, right? Whatever that is, that might be the right answer for the business. But the question then becomes that leader, that person that's asking for that is, okay, how are we going to address this consequence or this outcome of that decision, which then frames it up as more truly being adding value by just kind of making it clear, okay, you can play that note, but your options from there that you need to solve for or address become X, Y, and Z.